But I trust that you'll get it.
Yeah, I forget how to run this thing sometimes.
Who needs that?
All right. Yes, there we go.
We're live.
We're live. Changing music and everything. Ready to go.
Let's do it. Okay. So last time, you guys packed up your things and you started making your way. I always forget the directions. East. You're going east, a little bit northeast, to explore this cabin that is supposedly a sage of some kind named Macretus is kind of holed up, and you were tasked by this gnome named Copper, who eventually got pulled in to go with you all on this trek to check this the cabin out. After a series of saves and based on like you surviving the climate or just kind of making sure you're well, you kind of come across this like canyon base here where you have like these two kind of like parallel cliffs essentially, walls, and that you traverse through, and you come across some Goliaths kind of like keeping watch, a little bit hidden, where you interact with them, and you kind of learn a little bit that the cabin itself, according to them anyway, is not the safest place. But you guys are the Southerners. You don't shy away from something spooky, and so you guys press on. And eventually, you do come across this this cabin. One thing I want to highlight, I just recalled, is that during some of the watches on your guys' journey, you guys did see people traveling, or an individual or two individuals or something like that, from a distance. They couldn't quite tell what they looked like. They, as you were kind of caught in a blizzard here. So that's something you noted and you kind of passed along to whoever is doing the watch next, but that hasn't come into, you never really figured out who they were. They could have been the Goliaths for all you know, but yeah. So anyhow, you do make it to the cabin. I did read a brief description, but for the sake of reading it one more time, I shall do that. So, perched on the edge of a snowy ridge above a gorge is a black lodge on wooden steps. Whatever path that kind of led to this cabin retreat or whatever hideaway is buried under snow. Icy steps climb to a snowy covered walkway that clings to the south side of the structure. The building's slumped posture and sagging snow-covered roof, coupled with the broken windows and loose flapping shutters, suggest utter abandonment. So, as far as you can tell, it doesn't look too great. Large snow drifts huddle around the rotting stilts and engulf a nearby woodshed and outhouse. And then you guys immediately drew attention to the outhouse, or you guys wanted to check that out. That was from what I recall, your first priority. It seems like you guys have been wanting to go. I don't know. So, first things first, let's take you guys to L Map. Give me 1 second here.
You know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And, you know, finding an outhouse in this environment is quite the find.
Okay, so let me activate this cabin, and you guys should be on the map. Are you guys on said map?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's not kind of clear. So the outhouse kind of structure is like around this area here. It's not super abundantly clear, but it's there. And this is kind of like the remains of the shed that I'm also bringing up. So yeah, and then I kind of messed up the map here. I was just noticing that here. The the freaking everything that's engulfed in darkness, but inside of you is the cabin itself. So as you kind of approach, you'll eventually see it. The black boards that I'm talking about is to the left of you here, and I'll pause it here in a second. And so you can kind of also explore that and see, as I was mentioning before, or last week rather, you guys kind of were sloping up to kind of get to this point. What's also odd is you can kind of see here the kind of path here. There's a bunch of snow drifts on the left and right, but it does look kind of clear. You kind of see for the first time in a very, very long time, like dead grass, slush, it's whatever little bits of tundra that are there, which is kind of odd. That you would think, like, consider it was snowing, it'd be kind of like blown over. So anyhow, I will unpause it, and you guys may explore to your heart's desire. Or just stand there, either way.
Yeah. Well,
It seems...
I'm just kidding. I'm just poking fun.
It seems like no one's here. We might as well just go back.
So the house is on stilts. How tall are the stilts?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you notice they're about like 15, 20 feet tall. So it's kind of, it's like...
Sorry. Are there windows?
There are windows. Like I said, some of them are broken. Some of them are like really muddied up, or like are covered in like dust. They're kind of like really dirty. It's kind of hard to see. They're a bit opaque. Maybe if you got closer, you can get a better look at from the base here. But there is like a staircase kind of suggesting you can go up and then into the cabin. So think of like the whole thing being on like stilts, and then you kind of have to like take the staircase to go up into the entrance into the cabin.
I climb this tree here in front of this tree I'm underneath and see if I can see like more directly into the house through some of the
climb it up, sorry.
Yeah, if I can climb this tree here, if it's possible.
Okay.
Or if not that one, then maybe one of the other surrounding ones, and see if I'm able to see in through any of the broken windows or...
Okay, let me do one thing. So you can kind of... Let me adjust this. Let me adjust the map real quick. We're doing it live, folks. Maybe that will. Let me make these some terrain walls. Yeah. Okay. So, let me click on here, Jimothy, see what you see. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so you can kind of see Jimothy here. This would be like the staircase that would go up.
Okay.
See this whole like I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but as this would take you, and this would be like you get to like the top. I don't know.
Okay.
Top part of the stairs, and this kind of like leads you into you'll see the doors that kind of go into the shed itself, or the cabin itself. Okay. So why don't you I'm gonna say it's relatively easy because you're Jimothy to get up this tree. It's not like too hard. I just want a perception check to see what you can see based on your new vantage point. $22. Okay. So from up here, there you see that there seems to be like part of the top of the like roof of the cabin itself, like part of it kind of like is broken in, like maybe like the weight of the snow kind of like collapsed part of it in. So it seems like that part is a bit open, and you kind of see like there's like the snow on top of the cabin is kind of like shaped that it would like a bunch of it fell in. It seems like you would anticipate based on like you figured like there's gonna be a snow pile within there. Based on like there are windows. They're kind of hard to see from a distance where you're at, but there are windows. I'll click on them here. Sorry. Here and here, and there seems to be actually you can't see that one, but there is another one that you would anticipate over around here. So those would be avenues if you don't want to go through the doorway that you could go through. And then this one over here, this left one here is one that's broken. So yeah, the other thing that you spot from your vantage point, and you probably, some of you, if you kind of are looking around here, it seems to be that this part of the top of this kind of like walkway that from the top of the staircase is like collapsed, like it fell. Then you kind of see like the planks of wood on the ground. So you'd have to kind of like leap or jump that to get to this doorway here. So
Oz is going to summon a tiny spectral like copy of his spellbook via his manifest mind.
Okay.
So because wizards are complicated, probably need like a new actor token for this thing.
yeah, okay. Did you send me that? I don't even remember if you did. Little token that you wanted to use for that.
I have actually I picked an icon that already exists that you can just use.
Oh, okay, I see it there. Yeah. And
So I'm gonna see if I can we get that into a copyable state.
Yeah. Okay. This is a what level spell? This is a bonus action? This is a 6th.
This is my 6th level wizard feature.
Wow, that is really cool. Who let you do this? Who let you do this class?
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Okay.
I'm just playing. I always forget that I just can do. Up until a certain point, they're like amazing and have like pretty much just the right thing that you need.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast did this to us, so we can blame them.
Okay.
Okay, well that is not copying the way I need it to.
Okay. In the meantime, yeah, why don't you play with that for a second? The rest of you, what are you guys doing? You just kind of hanging about? Just
well, I'm
chilling?
gonna send the spectral spellbook into the collapsed roof. If Jimothy shares that with the group.
If he wants to, yeah, that's up to Jimothy.
Yeah, I'll do with. I'm gonna do this with.
Whispers. Okay.
My proficiency bonus, which is 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do it with Oz. Both Fades and Zoran, I guess. I see Zoran and Asilo together, so I assume that anything I tell Zoran, she can tell Asilo. And I'll relay what I saw about the roof being collapsed and some of the walkway being collapsed and stuff like that.
Okay.
I really got to say that's some creative artwork on that Psychic Whispers.
It looks like he's yelling, what's the Mountain Dew? The Baja Blast at someone.
Baja blasting everywhere.
That magical hawk tuh.
Ugh.
You guys see that Godzilla -1 or whatever? Just the beam it does. Just like
Mhm.
that's whispering for it. When you whisper, you think your mouth wouldn't be like that wide open, but that's just me.
I'm yelling psychically.
Whispering. Okay. We got a token here. Okay. Let's make an actor.
I would have done it myself, but I don't have that power.
That's okay. What do you want to call it? Do you want a specific name for it? Bookie McBookface? I don't know.
I'm not feeling creative right now. Just go with Manifest Mind.
MM.
Yeah,
No.
Eminem.
Home Toma
Do
the
you want
South.
an and sign? Do you want the letter N between M and N?
Mm.
You have options here. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, let's.
Don't overthink it, Greg. Just
Yeah, let's not
No,
overthink this.
I'm
Jesus.
overthinking it right now.
Yes, we
Okay.
can tell.
You call him the Slim Shady because he's Eminem.
Oh, he wants actual Eminem. Okay. All right.
I don't even listen to his music, so I don't know why I'm going down this path.
That's fine. Let's get you some.
We're gonna get hit with like a lawsuit or something using his name.
That's about right. Give me a token.
Technical wizard difficulties.
Okay, so let's do that. Is the actor there? Yes. Let's configure the ownership. Who do we want to make the owner? Greg. Greg, you have an M&M now.
Oh, I do. Can I actually update the icon on this thing?
I updated the token. I didn't update the character icon. But I feel like you should be able to drag it on.
All right, let's see. Dragging is not
If
something
not, I
I
can drag it
can
on.
do that.
Okay, let me drag it right next to you. You see it?
Yes. It needs to be tiny.
Yes, you're right. Let me. Actually, you want it inside, so I'll put it inside the
Yeah.
where you want it to be. Okay, give me 1 second here.
It does have dark vision out to what was it, 60 feet?
Got dark vision. Okay. I always forget. For the light radius,
It should be light. No, I think it's under vision.
Oh yeah, sorry, not light. Okay.
Yeah, I think light will actually emanate light.
Vision enabled. Oh, it's 60 feet. Is that what you said?
Yes, with a range of 60 feet.
Okay.
Oh, there are multiple vision modes. That's interesting.
I saw that. I don't know if that's new. Okay, let me drag it where you want it to be. Caved roof. It's there. Oh wow, I made it really tiny. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be tiny.
It's like a quarter. I made a quarter of a size rather than like half the size. But all right, well, you got a little tiny book there. You want to? So okay, do you see it? Do you have access to it? You're kind of inside. You see this like snowdrift pile right next to you to the left of you.
Yes, I do actually.
So this And just to be, this book's like floating. Like, what is it? Like, how is it move around? Like, it's just like
So
slides around. I don't understand.
it can hover, and I can move. I can use a bonus action to cause it to hover up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. If it's ever more than 30 feet away from you, it stops manifesting. So I think just as a bonus action, I can move it up to 30 feet. And it just hovers in place.
And it's just, sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. It just lives. It's just there now.
It is an intangible object. It doesn't occupy its space, and it does shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. So I guess I forgot about that.
That's fine. We can.
It looks like a ghostly tome, a cascade of text, or a scholar from the past. They'll never let you pick a scholar from the future. That's bogus. So yeah, I mean, it just hovers here. I can use a bonus action to move it, and it can share with me what it sees and hears.
Okay. I made it a quarter size, half size, just a little bit easier so you can highlight and move it around. Okay. All right. So give me 1 second, as I was not anticipating this classic wizard thing. So you're in this kind of main room here, and then what you see is the first thing you kind of see like this bear rug on the ground. You see a fireplace over here. You kind of see a table with like craftsman's tools on both of these here. You see a pile of books kind of on the corner here. You see this kind of like fireplace that's got like pretty much just embers, if not just outright dead. Actually, no, it's completely out, no embers. The big thing, the one that draws your main attention to, is you see this charred body right there on the ground. And then you see maybe like 6 inches away, or no, like about a foot away, sorry, like a little object next to kind of like the billows here. And it looks like it's like a round, it's frost-covered object. It's a bit odd. It doesn't look like quite like a snowball. It looks like more like an ice ball from the exterior. And that's like about maybe a foot or two away from the body. So that's kind of like all the main things in this room that you immediately see in the book.
Okay.
You don't see any like danger or anything like that, but
for what it's worth, there are no stats for this thing, so I don't think it can do any kind of skill checks, like a perception check or an investigation check. Like I think just everything is passive. So
So just so we're like, I mean, I want you to get some mileage out of this, right? Like the idea is like you kind of see things a little bit, you can kind of move around. But yeah, I would say like if you as Oz want to do things with it, especially like interact and like move and like pick up stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have to physically be there. So yeah, that seems fair.
Or I can use one of my limited uses and cast a spell through it, because that's another thing that it can do.
Okay, yeah. So just kind of let me know.
Not gonna do that right now. I'll just get closer to the object and the charred body to see if any extra details stand out.
Yeah, okay. So I'll say as you get closer, well, you can tell it's not like snow or frost all the way around it. It seems like it's kind of like covered in it almost, but it seems like there's an object underneath that's like not made of ice or snow. It seems like almost metallic.
Okay. I'll relay this to everyone in the. Well, I guess I don't know how Jimothy's telepathy stuff works.
Yeah.
So you can speak to me. You can speak to me, and I can speak to other people.
I'll relay what I'm seeing to Jimothy and just kind of say like, it doesn't seem dangerous in there, but I'm looking through a camera here, I guess, and
What's that?
yeah, what's a camera? There's a corpse, there's an object, and boy, does this place need some repair.
Yeah, it seems like, yeah, it seems like everything's kind of in disarray here. Yeah, and so as you kind of move around, you see there's a couple of doors, all closed here, in this way that you kind of just went up to. So it seems like there's this cabin has a bunch of different rooms you can go to.
Okay.
But
Any
you-
obvious like breaks in the wall or gaps that a tiny object can get through?
So while it does seem like pretty like dilapidated on the outside, on the inside, it seems to be relatively. The one thing you would notice is like some of the walls, like especially in this main room area that you're in, are kind of like pushed out. Why don't you give me just as you as Oz as you're just an intelligence check?
All right. Intelligence.
Just straight good old intelligence.
Just intelligence check. 23.
Okay. 23, great. So you kind of gather that there seems to be like some sort of like, based on like kind of like the disarray in here, and like the walls are like almost like bent in a little bit. Like something exploded in here, or like something blew up, or there's like it seems like there was like an explosion that caused like everything to kind of go in disarray here, and you maybe gather that that's what happened to this individual, because their body's completely charred, and they're lying on the ground. So, but you're not sure of what exactly. There's not really evidence. It seems like it almost happened like uniformly in the room. It's not like it's a concentration in one particular area. It seems like it just happened. But what's odd about it is that like with your high enough roll here, is that like it didn't like completely. There's not like soot and everything everywhere in the room. It wasn't like a fireball or anything like that. Otherwise, the place would have been in flames. So that does strike you as a bit odd. You probably have to be there a bit more to investigate. That's based on what you see visually. That's what you kind of got.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will relay that to everyone and say, I think we're gonna have to get in there if we want to learn more.
Looks like we're going in.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, the rest of you just hanging out. Sorry, I didn't even get a chance to answer. What do you guys?
I'll start moving up to the closest door I see.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
good.
just kind of make it a bit clear here. You guys can get to the base of the staircase is like right here. So for moving around purposes, you can get there.
Before a silo goes up, I'm gonna drop down some rope
Okay.
to him, like the one end of rope to him from where I am up in the tree.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tie my end around the tree trunk where I'm at.
Okay. Like at the top of where you're at.
Yeah, like whatever, 15 feet off the ground or whatever.
Sure.
You're gonna climb across.
Are you gonna like?
Sneaky devil?
Well, I'm assuming he could secure it enough for me to climb across, but I would like a request that tie it off to something, maybe somewhere over there.
Okay. Why don't you both give me survival checks? Just to see how well you kind of do these knots. The DC is not going to be particularly high. Just
What the hell's going on?
Jesus, a silo.
He doesn't even know he has a rope in his hand.
Oh, that's a Dex the Destroyer level roll right there.
okay.
Got to get him out of the way. So basically,
Zoran-
I just like looped a rope over the railing a couple of times to like a severely splintered piece. It looks good. I think it's fine.
Yeah, so we're gonna play it out like you guys
Mission
don't know
accomplished.
how you do it. So Asilo gives the salute or thumbs up, like everything's good over here. Gives it like a fake tug that it's all secure. And so you, Jimothy, are under the impression that this is structurally, or not structurally, just like properly tied.
Okay. So my hope was that he would tie it like over here in this area, so that it like this rope would cover from that wall to here, which that should be less than 50 feet. So
It does. It's
50 feet.
it's
Okay.
secured there. I tied it real good. I promise.
Okay, cool, good. So then,
As good as a 3-year-old can tie things.
I'm 4.
4,
Jimothy said,
sorry.
test it. He'll go across and test it, since he's relatively lightweight. The hope was that if anyone needed to use it, they would be able to use it to get back down if like this all falls apart. But we'll see if Jimothy drops it, since he weighs like 30 pounds or something.
Okay, so all right, so you do that. So we're okay. Asilo, I'm gonna need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity saving throw. 15.
Okay. So you start tying, and then you turn back, and you give like the thumbs up. So I'm envisioning this is happening simultaneously. And then, so Jimothy, you get the signal, and then Asilo, you notice that the floor cracks beneath you, and you kind of raise your leg to look, and then you completely fall through the ground, and you fall like 20 feet. Fortunately enough, you do save, and you will take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, as the snow beneath you, fortunately enough, there's enough there to kind of cushion your fall. So technically where you're at, you're kind of below there, and then that square area will be like, it's like completely like broken, like you'll have to like kind of jump through to get to the next spot. So you're now at the base again, and all of you kind of hear this loud crack, and then a big fall as a silo comes through the walkway there.
So he fell through the floor. Did the rope stay secure to wherever I was?
Yeah, I did.
To? Okay, so I make it like out over the opening here, and I make it over to the ledge.
No, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I wanted to do a silo first. You were up next.
Okay. I figured.
We'll find out here.
I mean, with a 0 total roll on this thing.
Okay, so with a 13, you somehow I don't know, maybe it's because of your weight, you like almost like cartoonishly like get like halfway through, then you like realize that the rope's kind of like given out, like it's completely come loose and fall. You kind of look down and you're about to eat it. You make it enough that you kind of like use whatever momentum that you have to kind of like fall down with the rope. You're kind of like still hold on to it. You're not like gonna like, Tarzan swing into the tree. You kind of do let go, and but you will also take 2 points of damage as you kind of fall into the snow.
Is there a little gap here on this?
It's a little gap. It would just be considered difficult terrain.
Boy, Oz doesn't know what that means. I would like to try and mage hand this door open.
Okay. Yeah. What is it? 10 pounds or whatever? Yeah. So you are, you're able to 15, 10 pounds. Yeah. It's a pretty light door, and you're able to open it.
Oh, it just opens. Okay.
Yeah, it's not locked. Funny enough.
Okay.
Not ominous.
Oz is looking at like Jimothy just fell. Asilo fell, and that was much louder. And he turns around and sees Jimothy on the ground too.
Yeah, I guess Jimothy, you would be like, I'm gonna move you over here. You're probably be over here somewhere.
And
Yeah, I feel like Asilo's our heaviest dude and Jimothy's our lightest dude, and if they both fell, it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Oz, you kind of notice that like this is a little rickety, like the staircase, like the steps that you got to the top, and you're not like super heavy. Like how much do you think you weigh, Oz?
2 pounds.
Okay. Realistically, you know,
Realistically,
way less than a newborn twin, like or triplet at that point. Those things are
look, they're big pounds, okay?
2 huge pounds.
With all of his equipment, he's probably. Do I have height information at all? No. I don't know, 250, 270.
250? Wait, hang on a second. Doesn't Asilo? How much does Asilo? You weigh like what, like 600 pounds or something on a good day?
Yeah. I'm
okay.
I'm not light.
Yeah.
Look,
so
I'm just trying to be realistic here. Oz is probably 5'10", 6 foot tall. You know, he is lanky. He's not like he's
no.
He's no, you know, the Rock over here, but he's also carrying a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, he's probably with his stuff weighs around that much. Because I was like, there's no way you weigh that much. Like that's pretty big.
No. I included like what he has on him.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, you notice when you get to the top that even for you, like you hear like some creaking on the floorboard, and you're almost shocked. And honestly, I just didn't realize Asilo made it all the way that far before I made him roll that save. But should have paused it beforehand. But you're like, how the heck did Asilo make it all over there without like crumbling through? Where here you are like, oh, it's already, I'm a little unstable here.
I know how he did it. He stepped lightly.
Boo.
I said, Leroy Jenkins, and just ran over there.
You like sprinted up. And yeah, Zora, you're right. This property for sure doesn't give the zoning or whatever property. Yeah, it does not meet any codes whatsoever.
Okay.
Who laid that foundation? What foundation? Okay, so you open that door though. If you want to.
Oz is going to carefully step over that little gap. And he wants to just peek into the room.
Okay. Why don't you give me a stealth, I guess? Yeah, check if you're trying to like. Are you trying to like?
Yeah. Trying to be cautious.
Okay, 17. Okay. So you sorry, give me 1 second. Let me check something here. So yeah, you notice that you kind of like peek in and you notice that there seems to be like some sort of workshop area. As well as kind of what you saw in the book. It seems like this is more for like maybe like some tinkering or like smith's tools and stuff like that. And yeah, there's like a bookcase at the ball. This area, this strike is a bit odd. Like there seems to be a lot more books than you've seen anywhere besides like, you know, some of like the stores and magic shops and stuff like that.
There are books in here. Oz steps into the room. He's good to go.
Okay. So you step in, and the first thing you do? Give me a perception check, please.
What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on?
6.
What the hell is going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you see this this table here in the middle there, and yeah, nothing.
Where'd the door go?
What?
Where'd the door go?
You're like, what door? But yeah, you don't see much. Feel free to kind of move around. Feel if you want to inspect anything. I'll jump to you back in a second. What are the rest of you guys doing? You kind of see Oz and go up carefully, trepidatiously open the not open the door, but step into the room here.
Yeah, I mean, after watching all of that unfold, I suppose Bofades is on his way up there because we said we were going to go in, and we talked about it. So I will carefully make my way up the stairs to the door.
Yeah, you're gonna go around here, so you're gonna there's a wall here.
Yeah, you can't fly.
I was just being lazy.
It's okay. That's what walls are for. It prevents, it just stops whatever motion you can. Okay, so you get to the top, and then again, you kind of notice the ricketiness of this staircase. How much do you weigh? Do you think you're heavier than Oz, or
Oh my gosh, probably like 170 something.
okay, with all your stuff? You're kind of smaller. I don't know how big are like satyrs.
I don't know. I'm kind of looking that up. I don't think I ever gave it any thought.
He's just some dude with hairy legs walking around.
Yeah.
I will say I was very disappointed with the AI image generators because they don't know what the fuck satyr is.
They don't.
You just gotta say dope.
They don't at all.
What about you, Zoran? Are you just kind of watching?
So just to clarify, Copper has been here before, right?
Yeah, he's just kind of standing next to you, hiding behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Copper, like, is there a better way around here, like a back way or like some sort of underground tunnel that you used to use when you were here?
And he's just like, oh, no, it's not like that. It's a cabin. I mean, it's not like there's some secret hideaway or whatever. He's just like,
So when Oz was describing the guy who was on the floor, does that seem to match the description of McCrady's, like the dude that we're looking for? Does he have a skullet? Does he have any like?
I mean, he so just to be clear, Oz saw like a charred human body of a variable things. Like, it's not like he had any like distinguishing clothes. Like, everything was burned away from it. So,
Well, maybe that's just how he looks.
yeah, maybe he's just crispy. You're right. So if you pass that information to Copper here, so I think Stephanie's frozen on my screen anyway.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
she has returned.
You have returned. Anyhow, so he's just like, maybe I don't. There was only like just one person here locked himself up, unless Macretus kind of dealt with this somebody breaking in or trespassing, but that's not like him, especially to char him. Like, I don't even know what Macretus could do to, immolate a total person. That would be horrendous. Though I will say this though, the ricketiness and the way that's really the way in, unless you want to try to get in through one of the exterior windows, kind of hugging the north side of the building. Try to go through there.
How tall is that window?
So, like I said, this whole thing is like about 20 feet high, so you'd have to kind of like figure out, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
A way to get up there, but.
I was gonna make my way back to the start of the stairs and walk up again.
Okay, so now that both of you at the top here, I need both of you to give me a dexterity saving.
Well, sorry, I didn't get to where I won't be standing there when Asilo gets there.
Okay. I was about to say you both come up with the exact same spot.
Yeah, sorry, I was just waiting to go again. Yeah, I looked it up. I'm about 5'11", 170 with the leather armor and stuff that I'm wearing. So
okay, yeah. So it is like not as rickety as probably Oz, but Still rickety. So what? Yeah, let's say before a silo kind of swings around, what are you doing? Are you just kind of pulling Oz, or?
Yeah. I'm kind of carefully making my way to catch up with Oz in this room here.
Okay. Feel free to step in.
And
like.
I don't know if Oz is there, but I think my goal will be to be on like the opposite side of the room as him.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you get the door's open if you want to step in. You kind of go where you want to go.
I should probably go to the door first.
Yes. You were kind of like hugging the wall. I was like,
yeah. I was trying to go through the wall. Yeah.
It's okay. It's kind of not clear on the map sometimes. Okay, so you kind of go on the opposite side. Why don't you give me a perception check, and then we'll jump to a silo, and then follow up with good old Jimothy.
Yeah. I'm not letting the 600-pound big boy stand right next to where I'm standing on this thing that I've watched fall apart repeatedly.
That's 600 pounds. I'm 340, not including my warhammer and all the rest of the gear I'm carrying. That's just me and my armor.
One would say a dainty, petite 340 pounds.
yeah, petite. 15.
You're a child small, because you're only 3 years old. No, just kidding. 15, okay. 15, you notice, as you're kind of like, there seems to be a couple of like, based on like the tool sets around here, you gather that if you kind of like pack it all up, and there seems to be like a little like, I forgot what it's called. I'm really showing my lack of knowledge of working with the ability. What's the like kind of like leather material that you kind of like put your tools in, you kind of roll it up? Not like a tool belt per se.
A tool roll?
A tool roll, I guess. I don't know. But it's something like that. If you kind of rolled it up, you would have enough for a smith's tool set and a tinker tool set. Ooh. So, you kind of like look around and say, oh, this seems like if we were to kind of put these together, we can kind of have that. So you can mark, Bofades, that you have a smith's tool set and a tinkerer's tool set if you choose to pack it up and take it.
Yes.
You may or may not need it, but it is, it's something that you could generally buy, but nothing's better than getting the basic stuff for free.
Yeah. I will add that.
Okay. So you mark that, you have that. It just he rolled it up and he's like puts it in his bag and then just whoop, pulls it.
I'm falling.
Okay. Asilo, so you get up to the top there, and it is the floorboards that you're standing at are like bending, like they're noticeably bending. You're like, okay, I need to either A, get inside a room, or B, get off the staircase, or just not do anything. Like, just get out of this entire area.
So, remembering what just happened, not that long ago, where I fell through the boards, I will, seeing where the nearest door is, I will check to make sure that this pathway will hold my weight as I move to the door again.
Okay, why don't you give me why don't you give me a perception check then, probably. It's fine, you can kind of visually. It's not like I'm gonna if I would have you investigation, you're like going up to investigate. Will this hold me? And
there we go.
And his name is John.
Oh shit. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of tough here. So this spot here, for sure, it survived your first pass through. Definitely not gonna make your second. You step on that and you're pretty much gone. So you're gonna have to A, leap or tuck and roll or something like that, or figure out another way to get in. You gather one other spot around here as well, is a little bit structurally weak, and that's kind of like next to the spot that you kind of collapsed in. So it's this square and then this square over here that seem to be unsafe.
Okay, I'll lean over the gap a little bit and slam a javelin into the side of the wall to kind of be able to hold something and then step over the gap.
Okay, I like that. Okay, why don't you give me I guess maybe an athletic check just to kind of be able to like the whole process of you stabbing it through, and then kind of navigating across there.
23.
Okay. 23, great. I like that idea. This is some creative play. I appreciate that. Okay, so you do that. You kind of like step away over, trying to try to use as much of the weight as like you putting force to the wall, and then like trying to kind of pull yourself up to kind of reduce the vertical loading that you're placing onto the floorboards. And yeah, you're able to kind of successfully make it across. And then is your goal to just kind of like hug your way into the room essentially?
Yeah.
So you can just mark, put yourself in there, and then we'll jump to Jimothy. Jimothy, looks like you're kind of wrapping your way around as well.
Yeah, Jimothy's going to go around the back. Like, is this so coming along this side? Do I see any windows along this wall?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard for me to mark, and that's something.
That's okay. How high off the ground are they?
So there's one here. This one's probably about like 25 feet.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Or sorry, no. This one's probably like 20 feet. This one seems to be. This is because you have a little bit of snow, like kind of use the snow drift. Yeah, slopes up a little bit. This one tends to be. It's almost kind of like a hill-ish area that's kind of built upon. This one tends to be, a little bit higher from the base of where you're at. So this would be like 25 feet. So your best chance from where you can see here is either this window here or a window over here. And you haven't gone all the way around if you want to kind of keep inspecting this area.
Yeah, I'm going to pop around the rest of the way then and see if all the windows, if there's any windows back here, are they equally high off the ground?
Okay, so first thing you come across, you kind of see to the right here, this is like a well, it seems like.
Okay.
So you pass by that. This is a tree stump over here they cut down. And there seems to be a window over here. So you're gonna want to wrap around. There seems to be a window over here, and then a window back here. And this one may or may not be, it seems like this one might be the lowest one. However, as you can kind of tell based on your positioning here, this one is kind of like at the base of this like edge here of that would be a large drop off. You gather it's probably like, oh shit, is it really that high? Okay, you're actually really looking out into a canyon. So down here is probably like about 100 and something change foot fall. So
oh shit. Okay, well I'm not gonna get that close to the edge then.
Sorry,
I couldn't tell if this was a cliff that went up or went down. So it goes down.
Sorry.
Okay.
It goes down, and it's like, here, like, it seems like you kind of see the rocks here. You can climb your way down, but around here, hugging it, it's like almost pretty steep drop off. So kind of positioning yourself to wrap up onto that window ledge, however you would ever do that, would be maybe pretty difficult. But it seems like this is probably the lowest point vertically.
Okay.
Probably like 15 feet.
15 feet. Looking at this little well here, does it look like there's something I could tie a rope to?
Yeah, why don't you give me an investigation check, just kind of like as you're seeing if you can find a spot here.
Like if there's like a steel rod or something over top of it, or something like a wooden arch to connect like a water, like a pail to, or something.
Yeah, so exactly right. It's kind of like like two vertical poles coming out of it, and then like something kind of like connecting that's like hanging on it, and then there's like a pulley mechanism for like the bucket of water, whatever, the pail. Yeah, you see that, and you feel like you could wrap a way around that, and that's probably your best bet. There's not really like a loose rock or like a rock that you kind of like protruding out that you can probably like maybe fit a rope around. You feel like
Actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to wrap the rope around the well itself.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, you can do that.
I'll do a slip knot and tie it, and then I will tie that around me.
Okay,
I will
so
try to, and then I will try to get to that 15-foot window, so that if I
Right.
fall, hopefully I stay attached to the well.
okay, yeah. So oh gosh, so the well doesn't. It's about a 5 foot um diameter. So yeah, I think you'd have enough maybe to clear that. So you just have to figure out how you're gonna get it up here. So sorry, how are you gonna do that?
So I just want to have it tied around me so that if I fall trying to get up to the window and I happen
I
to
see.
fall down into the gully, I don't like fall 100 feet to my death.
Gotcha. Okay, so all right, so yeah, you do that, no problem. Why don't you give me a survival check just to make sure you did that right? Yeah, it's pi r squared. I think that's area, right? We want like a circumference. I think that's like
Yeah, I totally screwed that up.
I think it's like 2 pi r or something like that. Survival check. Oh man, Jimmy, thing. This is like your third 9 in a row or
Oh, I
something.
can I can use my die to make it better. Oh, other formula. I don't know why it's doing that. It should be a D8.
No formula. Give me die.
A 12.
Okay. Yeah. Seems like it kind of wraps around. Okay, so you do that. You wrap it around yourself. You give it the old tug test. It seems like it's past that, and you start making your way. So now what? What does Jimothy do?
Now I'd like to try to climb up to that window. I mean, is it like just a flat, smooth wall? There's absolutely nothing I can climb. Is there something I could try to like grab onto? You said the building's kind of rickety, so maybe the wood's sticking out or something in places, perhaps.
Yeah. So the tough part is right because like this is like raised on like stilts. So what you would have to do is kind of like hug your way maybe up one of the stilts and then like because this is like the base of this cabin here is like the floorboards, right? There's not like going to be like a layer of insulation or anything like that. So you're kind of have to like grab the base of some of the floorboards potentially and like see if you can wedge your fingers into to kind of like wrap your way around, kind of like a little like ant making your way around this structure and then getting to a wedge. This is an edge. Does that make sense? Kind of like
Yeah, I've got crampons too. Maybe I could use those to like dig my feet into the poles that the house is built on to try to like give myself like to claws to climb to dig into the pole as I'm climbing up of it, the stilt.
like I said, it's and also just like to be clear, right? It's not like perfectly. It's on just like two toothpicks. There's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some.
okay.
You will have some ability to like use like a little like terrain of it. So yeah, let's say do that. Why don't you give me an acrobatics or an athletics check to kind of see how you maneuver your way around and see can you get to that edge of the window there. Okay. A 17. Did you want to add anything to that, or are you good with that?
No, I'll add because I don't really use these dice for anything except for ability checks. 20.
Okay. So yeah, with a 20, you feel like okay, at first you're kind of like having a hard time getting it and like, you kind of stick your foot, you do kind of like the test and it kind of like slips away a couple times. But then eventually you kind of like understand how to do it. It takes a little bit longer initially, but once you figure it out, the time like is by, and then you're able to get to the ledge there. Conveniently enough, that window is broken, so you don't have to like try to figure out how to open it. The only thing that you'll have to do, I'll need you to give me a dexterity saving throw just to kind of like be able to dodge away from like the broken glass, just so you don't like cut yourself. So can you like dexterously get through the window? And then I'll put you inside here in a second. Okay. With the 13, yeah, it's not too difficult for someone like Jimothy. And I will bring you inside here. Shoot. Okay, so you're inside now. Oh, it looks a little dark from your perspective. But you are inside this building. So we'll cut away from you just a second here. And see what the other folks are doing. So let's go to Zoran. Zoran, what are you doing? You're with Copper.
Yep. So I want to use my rote trick, and I'll just use like I probably wouldn't go all the way around the building, so I'll probably just. Isn't there a, I don't know, a window on this side somewhere?
Yeah, there's one like. Oh, sorry. We're here-ish.
Okay, then I'm going to grab my 50-foot rope, get it as close to like the wall as I can, just so that basically we can use the wall to climb up into the window. I'll tell Copper he can just stay inside this like extra dimensional space if he doesn't want to come inside, but the rope will be up for an hour, so that way
Okay.
we can climb back down if we need to. So
He'll be like, "Will I die if I go in there? Will if I stay?"
no, you can be safe in there.
Absolutely.
So you'll be fine. Just no attacks and no stalls can cross to the entrance. So
He's like, "Who do you think I'm gonna be attacking?" No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, maybe he's gonna attack us. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna be throwing rocks at us or something. I have no idea.
It's like, you guys are helping me out. Screw you guys.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want to pay us for the 50 gold. We never did discuss, since he's coming with us, if he's gonna be paying us still. So I have no idea what his plan is. But
I'm sure
anyways,
you guys will find a way to extort or torture it out of him.
yes. So yeah, I'll choose one of the windows over here. If you said it was only 25 feet or something, that's
Yeah.
gonna be plenty of rope.
Yeah,
then.
that should be fine. So you use your trick. Right, you're getting some good mileage off this. We don't torture, we persuade aggressive. That's true. You guys haven't had a full torture session yet. Which
I mean, as far as we know, we haven't tortured. Jimothy did kill that one old man that we don't know about. So
Why do you keep bringing it up?
Yeah, we're not supposed to know
Right.
about it. We don't know about.
we don't know. We don't know if
Jimmy.
Jimothy tortured him or not.
Okay, so Zoran, you do that. Let me put you inside then. So you're kind of going to use this to kind of go through this window here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. I'll
Hopefully
try.
it's not locked, but if it is, I'm just gonna kick it open.
No, this window is also conveniently open or broken, so you can kind of get through. I will say, I guess, yeah. Why don't you give me a dex save just to see if you can kind of navigate through the broken glass that's kind of like on the other side there. That's good. Get him out of the way. I don't want to be using him in any combats in the future. No, but you're fine. Yeah, you're
I just like
unbothered.
cartwheel in. I'm like, I don't know why Asilo and Ophades and Jimothy had such a hard time.
Dang, you tell him. Okay, so in this room, why don't you give me a perception check to see what you spot in this area here?
Oh no.
Okay, so you, this seems to be a bedroom, right? You kind of see the table, the chairs, you kind of see this fireplace around here. It seems like this is someone's bedroom. You see a kind of a bed that's, you kind of touch the blanket and the mattress, and it's like cold to touch. It seems like no one's slept in here in a while. Seems like.
But the bed was made, or was it disheveled?
It's a bit disheveled. It seems like nobody. It's not like somebody like. It's just something like nobody made their bed. Like, they just kind of got up and then.
Okay.
What I do when I leave my bed that I don't make.
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't look like someone like tossed it about trying to find something. I don't know, like
yeah, nothing crazy like that. Yeah.
yeah, nothing crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll jump back to you, and then we'll go back. Sorry, we're kind of doing a lot of back and forth here, but.
And if I didn't make it clear, I at least tell Jimothy that there's a rope over on this side if he needs to climb in over there or something.
That's
I guess
right.
with your whispers, can we talk to everyone, or is it just we can only talk to you, Jimothy?
Everyone can talk to me, and then I can talk to everyone.
Okay, so I'll let Jimothy know if he wants to let the group know there's a rope over here if that's easier than the crickety stairs
Yeah.
over on the other side.
And I guess I'll also have let people know when I got in the back that I tied a rope and I got in the back window.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to ask it. Okay, cool. So yeah, you kind of pass that information along. And then we'll jump to the other three of you here, Bofades, Oz, and Asilo. You guys are kind of in this workshop area. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose first, I didn't say this, but I would point out that I found those tools as I'm collecting them and putting them up. So yeah, maybe I can use these for something. Yeah, and then I think, Bofades is and after looking around the room, it doesn't look like there's anything else in there. I suppose we might just head.
Yeah, go ahead, Asilo.
I suppose I might just head out this way.
Okay. I did want to make clear there is like a bookcase around here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you guys want to look at any of that.
Yeah, I was just gonna
will
like.
absolutely want to look at the books.
I was just gonna search the rest of the room that hadn't been searched yet.
What's
Okay, why
the
don't you
Kama
give me-
Sutra?
An investigation check, please.
Well, Beatty's is like, nothing is here, and everyone's like, there's a bookcase behind you, bro.
You say, what's the Kama Sutra?
Yes, I did.
It's like right next to the Art of War book. They're like,
Did you want an investigation from both of us? I mean, it sounds like Asilo's searching the rest of the room. Oz was going to focus on just the books.
yeah, why don't you go ahead and do that real quick as well?
Okay. If I don't get a nat 20,
Sorry, I suppose I only did a perception check, so I guess I would be continuing to look around the room.
Sure.
Maybe opening things as well.
Okay.
Not that I feel like I can outdo any investigation checks that they just rolled.
Maybe not. Maybe you get another natural 20. We'll see. Give it a roll.
I think even if I got a natural 20, Oz would still beat me.
Good thing you got a 7.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste a good roll on a.
I know you were like, I don't know if I want to roll this, but it's fine. You got a sub 10 roll out of the way. Okay, so we'll start first with Asilo. So Asilo, you're kind of like meandering around the room, and you kind of walk by this like, it seems like this is like an anvil here, and you notice there's like little like skitters that like something like little like scrapes or skitters across, and it runs underneath one of the bookcase around here.
Okay, I will. Noticing that, I will like grab the edge of the bookcase and like pull it out.
Okay, you pull it out, and you notice it's a little squirrel, and it just kind of like is panicking as it's like trying to panic getting away from you.
Ah, nuts.
It's funny enough. That's straight from the book. There's this little squirrel here. Oz, you come in here and you start looking at the books, and it seems like they're all related to some of the crafts in here. So it seems like some of the books are like on woodworking, some of the works on like some smithing techniques or like some tempering techniques. There's a couple of like books on just kind of like just about the North in general, in terms of, there's a couple of like religious texts. There's one of Lathander. Seems like there are a couple of those. So nothing that, there's no like magical books per se.
I mean, every book is magical.
No. All right. You're about to like reading Rainbow your hands or whatever.
Yep. Okay.
But you're more welcome to, if you want any like knowledge of anything, if you want to pick up anything like that, you're more welcome to. But it doesn't seem like there's anything of the arcane nature. It seems like more, the bulk of it is just this stuff or trade stuff.
Well, Oz is not gonna. I don't know. He suspects that the individual we came here to find is dead. Just, context clues, Copper's hand. There's just only one guy that's supposed to be here. And we have a charred corpse in the other room.
Yeah. There was also books in that room as well. So it's not like There are no books. These are all the books. It seems like there's more books there.
And does the floor actually seem like way sturdier than the passageway?
It's not like way. I mean, I guess relatively, yeah, it's sturdier. It's you hear a couple like creaking of the floorboards, but that's like kind of like standard. You heard that in a lot of the other establishments, but it's not like you feel significant bending when you step on something, or you hear like something like splinter, like chip real quickly when you step on it. Nothing too terribly like that.
Okay.
So yeah, so you guys gotta get the both based on a lot of your rules, except maybe with 80s, you gotta get a good feeling that you've got this room relatively cleared out.
Okay. Find anything of value? Hidden passages, hidden drawers?
Not in this room, unfortunately. Maybe in the next run. So speaking of which,
step back outside and cautiously move towards the next door.
okay. So as you do that, you remember, like I said, there you did spot this door, this kind of like weak spot. So you do have that information. So I'm not sure how you're gonna. Oh, sorry, not that one. Oh no, it is this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. So knowing that, is this a window next to me?
It is actually. This one, unfortunately, is one of the closed ones. But you could break it or try to open it somehow.
Yeah, I'll just take my shield and like bash through the window and climb
Okay.
through.
Okay. Yeah. So you bash it in. I'll need you to give me like kind of like a dex save just to make sure you're not like cutting yourself or anything like that. You can make your way through relatively unbothered. It's not a super high save. Yeah. So with a 10, no problem. You save and you're able to kind of like carefully step through, and then I will put you on the other side. Yeah. And I will then jump to. So we'll pause there, leave you there, and then jump back to Jimothy. Jimothy, so you're now in this room. You notice that you kind of step onto like a table right here, where you're standing.
Like coming in through the window.
Yeah, coming in through the windows. You kind of like watch your step as you kind of. It's like a little like maybe like a little corner table or something like that.
Okay. Do I see anything particularly interesting in this room?
Yes, you do. So you notice that this table is kind of like it has like a similarly to your kind of I guess your left here fireplace. You notice that there's a couple of empty bookcases here, tacked to the walls and strewn across like some of the floor at like this table in the middle of this room here. There's a bunch of like blueprints, and then conveniently enough, actually, I'm not sure where I can see this. There seemed to be like on the table like a small like figurine of almost like a maybe a doll, but it seems like it's maybe like a little statue or something of like a man. Looks like it's made of like some sort of like rock or clay or something that's on the table.
Is it a fertility idol?
It could be. It could be. There's only one way to find out. So, Timothy, yeah, you kind of see that. So it seems like, there's a bunch of blueprints and stuff like that. It seems like maybe a madman was in here, kind of like writing away, because you see scribbles. You kind of see like the blueprints as they like were drawing or whatever, writing on it. Also, like just like they continued onto the table and like wrote onto the table.
So the writing goes from like on a paper to onto the table.
Yeah, it's like it continues a sentence or continues like a drawing of some kind of some rune onto the table. And this room doesn't get through it justice, but there's like a bunch of blueprints everywhere.
I suppose I probably have like no frame of reference for what any of this really is.
Why don't you give me an intelligence check
Oof.
or an arcana check
Intelligence.
directly? Why don't you give me an arcana check directly, if you will? See what you can figure out, parse through here. I know it's your jam. I wish there was someone in this party that really knew this stuff. Oh well.
Yeah, no, it's Jimothy.
It's certainly Timothy. Okay, so with 17, that's not bad, for a straight roll. You gather that it seems like what are you trying to gather? Like, are you trying to figure out what
just a general, do I know what any of this stuff is, or is this all just like foreign to me? Like I have no idea what any of this, like blueprint, can I tell what any of the blueprints are for? Like are they for buildings, magical items, maybe clothes? I don't know.
Yes. Okay, so you take the time, you kind of pick up some of these and set them down, and you kind of the same generic idea appears. So there's this large ring. It seems like two rings, like concentric rings, but it seems like they're almost like gyroscopic in some sense. They kind of intertwine within each other, and there seems to be a rock or a sphere or some oblong shaped object within it. And then what languages do you speak, out of curiosity?
Elvish and halfling, and thieves can't.
Okay, so fortunate enough, this is written in the script. This is in Elven.
Hey, perfect.
So you got that right. So you kind of note that this the person who wrote this, whoever this is, they kept referring to check this right 1 second here. You kept denoting this device that kept repeating the name Summer Star. Kept saying Summer Star this, the dimensions of the Summer Star, and then it kind of talks about some of the radiant effects of this star or something like that. So it seemed like they were building something. And then you also see the name, or it's capitalized in a way, maybe the word. Pardon me. You see the name Blair. Here, Blare. You see the word Blair kind of written. Blair did this, or Blair tried that. And comments of to no avail, and then some of the sheets of paper that aren't blueprints, kind of experiment 217 failure, blah 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 failure, and so on and so forth. So that's what you gather. It seems like the whatever this is one particular object that they're trying to build, and it just seems like whatever they try to do is just failing.
And you said it's called the Summer Star?
It seems like this is what this project is called, or this device, whatever they're trying to make this. That's what you kind of put together with your check. Maybe something. That's with your roll. That's what the information you kind of are able to put together.
Okay. I will. Are these blueprints? Does it look like I could roll them up? And
yeah. So yeah, they're not particularly large. They're maybe I don't know, maybe 2 by 3 feet. 3 feet width. That's kind of the aspect ratio of it.
I'll try to roll up all of them if I can, or as many of them as I possibly can.
Okay.
And
are you trying to roll them up all together, or have separate rolls, or scrolls?
If there's some kind of organization to them in the room, maybe I'll try to keep them organized that way. But otherwise, I just want to imagine stacking them all on top of each other and then rolling it up into one big roll.
Okay. So yeah, the two probably logical, the two stacks you could probably logically make is one, they're regular sheets of paper, or however standard parchment or scrolls are, in terms of just documentation, of experiments and stuff like that. That's one stack, and then the other stack would be the blueprints. And so
okay, so I'll do that, and I'll separate them into 2 stacks, and then I'll roll them up, put them in the bag of holding.
Okay, so you can do all that. And that takes quite a bit of time. So we'll say that you're kind of preoccupied with that because it is kind of a mess here, and you're kind of like, I don't know if you ever had it's kind of difficult when you hit like a large stack of paper to kind of like organize it and making sure all the edges line up properly. It's really annoying. So you do that. Let's jump back to Zorn here. Sorry, you guys are all kind of spread out here. So
so this door here, can I open it or
It does
is it
open up.
locked?
no,
Okay,
it is
so-
open. You open it.
Okay. I'm gonna like peek out and see if anyone's kind of close to me. I feel like there isn't though, since just where I ended up, going and, going inside. Then I'm just
Yeah.
gonna come out and
Seems like
look at the floor, make sure it's not creaky.
Yeah, why don't you give me a? Why don't you just give me a straight perception check? See what you spot. As you're kind of like stepping out here. 13. Okay, so with the 13, yeah, the door does creak in some of the floorboards, but it's not like you feel like you're relatively safe within here. And it seems like this doorway opens up into like a mini hallway. But you do, as you kind of open the door here, the first thing that does come to your senses is the smell. I mean, unfortunately, you guys are kind of have become familiar with the scent before of burning flesh or burnt flesh. And just to be clear, did you do a perception or investigation of this room? You did, right? That was at 6, I think.
Yeah, that was at 6. So I just
sorry. Yeah. Well,
figured it looked like a room, so I'm just gonna keep going since I don't think there's probably anything in here if I didn't catch it the first time.
Fair enough. Okay. No, I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, you're more welcome to step out into the hallway if you want to.
I would love to be able to find something in the room, but my 6 I don't think will allow me. So
I mean, you can pass it on and say, hey, there's a here. That's fine.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah, when you meet up with the rest of the group, you just be like, hey, there's a room or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to take my rope down, then they can do that. So
Right. Okay, so what are you doing?
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna come out to the hallway then and see what I can do. What I can see. Oh.
So yeah, to your left here, you kind of see this is like the hallway, so it goes to the wall here. And then to the left here, you see like this disarray of books. And then you come across, and then we'll just say for timing purposes, you spot a silo kind of like slowly stepping into the room as you guys both see this area here. And you spot Oz's, I guess, floating book. Is it just floating? Does it just kind of like hover?
It hovers and it gives off a little bit of dim light in a 10-foot radius. So,
Okay. So you guys see this
normal wizard things.
You've never seen this before, right? Like this is your first time casting it, right, Oz? I think so anyway, because like we just the whole token thing. But it would strike the other two as a bit odd because they've never seen something like this before. That this book's just hovering, unless you tell them that that's what's in there.
I would tell them like, hey, I have a book in there.
Don't start shooting at the evil book that's floating. Just kidding.
I mean, it's intangible and it has no hit points, so swing away.
You could. I just want to like, for the sake of keeping this somewhat like real, like if I came in and I saw a floating book, I'd be like, what the fuck's that? If I had a gun or something.
I don't know. I would wait and see what the book was about to do.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm just saying there's some people that would react. I'm not trying to speak for Zorn or Silo. They could have that reaction if they wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue what I would do if I saw like a floating spectral book.
Yeah, that would be.
Hopefully, I'm wearing brown pants because maybe that's the direction I would go.
So I'll at least let Silo know that I'm here, and I'm just where I stopped. That's where I'm gonna stop. So I'm just gonna tell him, hey, there's a room over here, so I'm gonna go check that out. While you guys are, it looks like they're probably looking at this room or something like that. So I'm gonna go back to the hallway and open this door here.
Okay.
If I
And
can.
that door is also unlocked, so you're more welcome to open that.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek my head in and see if I can find anything in here.
Okay, give me a perception check, and then we'll jump to the rest of the other folks here and see what they see.
A 14.
Okay, 14. Sorry, I'm like having to navigate here. So you notice that this room, the window is broken in as well. It seems like, and a stiff wind blows through this broken window. There's a bunch of glass that are kind of like onto the bed here. And it seems like this is just a kind of like standard bedroom. There seems to be a letter on the table. But you haven't, you can go up to it and read it if you'd like.
Yeah, I will read it because I'm nosy.
Okay. Okay. So, you notice that it is, I'm assuming Copper is with you, right? Like I don't know. I guess I haven't decided whether he was going to follow you along or not.
Yeah, I was gonna leave it up to Copper. I assumed since I haven't been hearing his footsteps behind me, he probably went up into this void, the room, my
Yeah, let
rope
me-
trick room.
space.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
roll to see whether he decides to come with you.
Okay.
He does not. He is cowardly and sticks
That's okay.
around. So, okay. So you actually come into and see this slur here. And it says Macretus. And I actually have a full text here. Actually, put it into the chat.
Okay. Thank goodness it wasn't a love letter or something.
It could be.
You're John.
Okay. So, and I'll read it out just for our listening audience. Macretus, I've had enough of this damned relentless cold. I feel it creep into my bones, my head, my heart. I'm heading back to 10 Towns for a decent meal and a warm bed. I fear this endless winter has numbed your mind, and any tinkerer worth their chains can see the summer star as a fool's errand. Maybe without me here to incessantly complain to, you'll finally snap out of your obsession. If you truly insist on dedicating your remaining days to this doomed project, might I suggest that 3 is better than 2. I considered telling you before, but you were particularly rude about the dinner I had made last night. May the light of the morning Lord protect you.
Oh damn, that does sound like a nagging wife. Just kidding.
That's true. I mean, he was just like, "Oh, my husband's." Yeah, you don't know what the relationship is, but definitely
Pay
gives you
attention
some...
to me.
Mayhaps.
So really, this is why we're here, because Copper needs us to destroy this letter.
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket that shit.
Of course you are.
Yes.
And then beside that, in this room, there's nothing really of immediate interest. So, we will jump to Oz and Bophades. What are you cool cats doing?
Well, my intent was to head out the door, but then we started investigating this room, and Silo went out. So I think I'm just going to continue following that way.
Okay, so you'll follow Silo, and Oz, will you follow Bophades, or will you go your own way?
Oz is going to experiment with his manifest mind, just because it's a new thing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And this is really code for me to see what we can do with this ability. So I'm gonna throw the text back in here, and it's the third paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you cast a wizard spell on your turn, you can cast it as if you were in the spectral mind space.
Okay. What spell would you like to cast?
I am going to cast, and this is where you have to make a ruling. I'm going to try and cast Misty Step to just get into the room.
Oh, you have to make a ruling here. That's tough because there's a lot of implications with that.
I see the sweat.
Yeah, you didn't have to lean into the mic there, Oliver. But it is appreciated. Okay.
But he has to make it more dramatic.
That's awesome. Oof. That's a tough one because if I say yes, you can do that. You can do a lot of cool shit with that.
Well, okay. The other caveat is I can only do this 3 times. I can only cast something through it 3 times a day. So it's not like every single thing can be cast through it.
Yeah. So you're hoping that you could cast it and then you could miss like it. Essentially, what you would do is it would allow you to have like additional range with it. You can like Misty Step to it. Essentially, is that kind of the idea? Because like Misty Step only gives you like what 60 feet.
That's where it's a ruling. So like you teleport up to 30 feet that you can see. So in my mind, the kind of reasonable way to approach this is I can get this spectral book like 300 feet away.
Right.
Any more than that, it dissipates. But it also seems, I don't know if we want to consider that overpowered because that would be, up to 330 feet, or it could be a scenario of, well, if you're within the 30 feet that you're trying to view, it's still okay.
Yeah,
Does that distinction make sense?
Yeah. I mean, besides Misty Step, what's like the next high tier like dimension door or like something?
Thunderstep is 90 feet. Dimension Door is a 4th level spell. That's 500 feet. I don't know if there's anything in between there. I mean, Vortex Warp, I can do with another creature, but not myself.
Yeah, my thought is like if you use this in conjunction with Misty Step, would it like exceed a spell that higher level per se? That's kind of how I'm approaching this. It seems like still like something like Dimension Door would be you still could have a bit more range with that, I guess. So, and I would yeah, the only tough part about it is that like this thing just is around. You could have it around like all the time. So it'd be like your buddy. You could do this a lot all the time.
Only up to 3 times daily. So like there is a limit. For the record, it looks like the book is like 30 feet away. So it may not really matter in this case for the overall range.
Sure. Yeah. But you're trying to see. It's you can see. Yeah, I guess the tough part for me on this is like it says the spectral mind stops manifesting for more than 300 feet away from you. I don't see ever a situation where like would you know it becomes 300 feet away from you? Like, did you get a like vibe? Like, would you constantly checking that? It's always tough for me because I'm just like,
I assume the mind can telepathically share with you what it sees and hears, no action required. So I assume it's always kind of like pinging. So if it dissipates, it would stop sending that.
yeah. Okay. You know what?
I mean, if you want to think about the added range thing, like after the session, that
let me do some investigation on that because like I want to reward you for having like a combination of things, right? Like you as a wizard, like have these other abilities and like this is one other instance that like this is one particular instance that like, and if I start like limiting you like with any other instance of casting a spell, like then you're like, why did I ever choose to be this type of wizard? I also don't want to be like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, because like So let's hold off. But for now, let's say you can do that. So let's just say you can do that. You miss a step all the way over. So I will kind of drag you over there.
I just passed through walls.
And then I'll think about it a bit more. Maybe kind of read somehow other people handle it. Because part of me wants to say no, just as like I feel like you can do a lot of it, but part of me is like, well, that's the intent of it. They would have put a bit more restrictions. And I don't want to punish players for playing the game.
I mean, it seems like if I had Fireball, I could just cast Fireball from like the spot that the book's
exactly
in. Like that's the intention of the spell. Like, so it's weird with the teleport, but with like with a spell that like has range and does damage, it seems more obvious.
Right. So yeah, let's go. We're yes for now. And then like if I find something that I'm like, okay, like this is a bit, I don't want to say broken, but like, yeah, I guess we'll come across it. But for now, I don't mind it. Okay, so you're over in here. Sorry, that was like a little segue, but I feel like it needed to happen there. You're in this room. You're with the silo. Buffades is kind of following suit. What are you cool cats doing?
I guess, I mean, just to correct that, as I came out here, I think I would actually want to go down to this other door.
Okay, so just to be clear, you would have to jump here. It's broken here. And this is also already broken through. So you'd have to make like a 15-foot, almost 15-foot leap.
15-foot leap?
Can you do that?
Let's see.
What's your... I think you have to have like a running start as well of something similar distance. Or it looks like more like 10 feet. Like a 10-foot
10
leap.
feet? Okay.
Yeah. Do you have something that can help you with that?
Yeah. Sateriness.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Yes, give me that D8.
Yeah. So I can make a running-ish start, right? And then try and add on.
It's pretty good, 6 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say with that, then yeah, you're able to kind of clear it and get onto this side with a little bit of running. So
the graceful landing of a mountain goat.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if anyone else sees this, but you just like leap, ballerina style, one leg extended forward,
right,
and you perfectly land and bring your right foot trailing behind it, and then you land there, and you see this little door here.
Prancing Buffades.
That's what we're gonna call you, Prancing Buffades. Okay. Yeah. So you see this door there.
Yeah. I would like to inspect it for any potential hazards.
Sure. Give me an investigation check, please.
This is gonna be great. I'm gonna explode.
I'm really enjoying this. This is gonna be funny. A 10. Yeah, it seems to be good.
Awesome. Let's crack it open.
Okay. And convenient enough, it seems like this door is also unlocked, so you're able to just open it there.
Hey, all right.
And you're able to kind of step on through.
And what the fuck?
Step through? Or maybe not. Here, I'll just bring you inside here. Oh, no.
I was on one side of the door. I was on the other side of the door, but I could not go through the door.
Okay, so you're through there. So I think I just made an arrow there. Okay, you
Awesome.
step through. And then why don't you give me a dexterity saving throw, please? It's just too funny. The rest of you just kind of see Buffades come through the door here. Okay. So with a 20, you you notice that you kind of step through. There's like the snow pile here. You step through. The weight of you plus the snow pile kind of makes this area just a bit too heavy, unstable, and the floor just completely gives out underneath the additional weight. And you fall, but you catch yourself on the edge with a 20, You're gonna take a point of damage just from like the bit of
Yep.
catching yourself there, but you're kind of like hanging there from like the floor here. And
Bet it's those tools that are weighing you down, Bofades.
But I
Fucking
just
Jenkins tools.
I really appreciate it. It's funny because like you didn't know what was inside, so you instead of following Bofady or Oz, you went not Oz, Silo, you went all the way around just to like fall through the floor.
Yep. All right, so I scramble to the edge and attempt to hoist myself up. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and you don't have to roll that. You can just get onto this square here and say you're good.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, you join the rest of the party, and then this whole area here, where it's kind of like the mainly predominantly in white, you will not be able to go through. It's now one large hole that gives out there.
Well, I guess I will say that I'm glad I did not put too much effort into that crossing.
Yeah. I'll say this: the rest of you now, Oz and Bofades, as you're in this room, you and I guess as well, you smell the burnt flesh as well. So, what are you guys doing here? You guys just got in here, so I'll let you guys.
I think the first. I was gonna say I will give Oz some bardic inspiration just in case he needs it coming up here anytime soon.
You're just like, what do you say? How are you inspiring? You're like, go get him, Tiger.
It's not that I'm gonna say anything to him, but I'm gonna start strumming a like in the haunted house, like the intense like the music, right? You know, the amp up stuff to really get it going. That's what's gonna be happening. Dun, 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 dun.
You hear organs in the background somehow.
Bofady starts playing the theme to Halo.
Yeah. He's like, why is he all like his voice is like widely open? That's like okay, so what are the rest what about Oz and Asila? What are you guys doing in here?
I would probably go and search the body and start looking through the rest of the room to see if there's like we can tell like what happened in here, if he was the caster of a spell that went wrong or an experiment that blew up in his face.
Okay, why don't you give me an investigation check, because you're kind of investigate him and like the area.
Something went boom, he died.
You look around and you're like, that's one dead dude. Then you kind of step around. You see the stuff that I described before. You see the body, you see the books and everything like that. But you can't really, you don't pick up too much on what's going on. You don't get a sense. Your forensic ability is a little lacking right now, and you can't quite put together exactly what happened, besides what maybe Oz described, if he described it a little bit earlier. So, what about you, Oz?
I want to find you said there was like a round thing on the ground.
Yeah, there was
right?
like a little like rain sphere type thing.
I'm gonna go up to that, and I'm not gonna touch it, but I want to like move my hand close to it to see if it's giving off any kind of like heat or cold.
You kind of like hover your hand, maybe like I don't know, maybe like a foot or 2 feet away. You kind of like slowly put your hand closer to it. You don't touch it, but it doesn't give off any heat or anything like that.
I pick it up.
Okay, so you pick it up and you notice that like when you grab it and maybe the frost or kind of how they're positioning it seems like it is like it's made of metal, so it's cold to touch. You immediately feel the heat kind of pull away from your hand, and it seems like it's not like a full spear. It seems like these two concentric or like rings or some kind that are like gyroscopic, kind of maybe matching the description of the blueprints that Jimothy found earlier. And you notice that there seems to be like maybe like a chunk of coal. Kind of like there's like two like stakes from the inner ring that are like sticking out that kind of like jab into this like chunk of coal here that's like floating, not holding, like held into place here.
Mhm.
So
Does this thing seem magical at all?
yeah, so I mean, it seems nice. You notice that when you pick it up, as you're holding it there, it starts glowing. You notice that the rings around it start to glow a little bit, and then the core itself, the coal itself, starts to like give off this like slight radiant hue. What are you doing?
How big is this object? How much does it weigh?
Just to give you, sorry, let me give you it's about like 6 inches in diameter. This like gyroscope thing, so it's not too large. It's sorry, I'm like doing this huge gesture, but it's like, sorry, I just read that, so it's just like, yeah, it's a little bit smaller. So you kind of have like this, like maybe this ball gyroscopic thing in there, and it starts glowing a little bit, and it's not too heavy. It's probably
How many pounds?
like maybe 3-4 pounds.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it with a mage hand in that case. We have a glowing item. We have a charred corpse.
So hang on, are you like casting mage hand as you like transferred it to the mage hand? Because like you grabbed it with your hands, right? So like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hold it with one, and then I'll cast mage hand with the other, and then I'll just pick it up with the mage hand.
okay. As you're doing that, you pick it up with the mage hand, and it starts growing rapidly, quickly. Like the hue starts getting relatively large, and I need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw that's in this room. That's Bophades, Oz, and Asilo, please.
So, Constitution saving?
Constitution saving throw, please.
You're welcome, team. You're welcome.
And his name is John C.
This is about to get.
I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration.
was that too? Okay.
You know, I'm hoping I get a 7 or an 8 because 10's a good threshold, but
yeah, we'll see.
You know what? An 8 is a lot better than a 3.
Can is this a magical sort of constitutional saving throw?
You betcha.
Okay. Let me see. I guess it doesn't matter. I rolled a natural 20. Never mind.
Okay. So, oh god. Is that really that high? Is that really the save here? Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry, let me.
Hey, Oz, I just want you to know that on the off chance that bardic inspiration does not help you in any way, you get to keep it if it fits.
Nice. I feel like I'm gonna be keeping it.
So
okay. So you guys will Bophades, you will take 42 points of. Let me make sure what the kind of damage it is.
Did you say 42?
Yeah, 42 points of radiant damage, and then Oz and Asilo will take 84 points of radiant damage as they are just. And then Jimothy and Zorn in the other room, you hear this, like this loud explosion, and it like rocks the room. And then I guess I don't know how you guys' hit points are, but I'm assuming you all fall unconscious.
Oz is killed outright.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You said it's radiant damage?
It's radiant. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh God. Is this massive damage rules? Is this double your?
Yeah, no, my hit points are 38. If you do enough damage, like 76 points of damage kills him outright. Like there are no death saves here.
Okay. So yeah, I guess that kill you too, Bofades?
I only got 42.
That's right, you saved. That's right. So it just kills. It puts down Asilo because Asilo has a little bit higher, and it outrights kill. Oh my God! What the? Okay.
Also, if you didn't want to think about the book thing
I know,
until later,
right?
you could have
This
just said no. You didn't have to kill Oz.
No, I didn't need to just kill him. Okay, so, I do, I'm kind of laughing here because this is a really big situation. But the important part is, Greg here, I know your character just died, but that is not the end of it. They do the book, the adventure does account for somebody dying here, potentially.
It does. When you got this, what appears to be like a level 3 quest, and they're like, let's put this nuke in this house.
Yeah. So for now, you are dead.
That.
Asilo and Jimothy, or not Asilo and Bofades, you're unconscious. Zorn and Jimothy, you're the only two that are still up. You hear this shock wave hit the door, and this is the second time it had to do that. So Jimothy, you see the door just crash in and open up where you're at. So this door is open, and then Zorn, you hear this loud. I mean, it's pretty audible from the room you're in as well. And you hear a couple thuds on the ground.
Jimothy will go perfectly still, as he's putting the last blueprints in the bag of holding, and be like, and then finish putting them in the bag.
And you wrap it up. Zoran, what are you doing?
So I'm just thinking, are Jimothy and I experiencing anything where we can't hear
and I
anything?
are gonna die because they're not gonna come upstairs.
Yeah. So
I mean,
did you hear that? No, I didn't hear nothing.
When not that I know, but in a movie when someone goes through a bombing or something like that, they have that ringing in their ears and stuff.
Yeah, you do get that vibe. You're whoa, you're getting a little bit of that.
Okay, then I'm gonna whisper to Jimothy and be like, "Dude, was that you? Or do you know where everyone else is at?"
Yeah, I'll whisper to Oz and Bofades because I have those two. I don't have a silo on the whisper thing, so I'll whisper Bofades first.
Do you think you would have just felt it be psychically broken?
Yeah, maybe you don't. You hear
two voices instantly went silent.
Yes, this is like a Star Wars. Okay.
This call cannot be completed. Try again later.
So you can delete the magic book. It's gone now since I died.
All right, it is gone. Now hang on. There's going to be more to this. So this isn't the end of it. But there is. I mean, you technically right now, as of right now, you are dead. And then both Edie's and Oz are dying. So
I was joking about we found Oz found the demon core.
Yeah, I saw that message earlier. I was like, I'm not going to say anything until afterwards.
Yeah. So Jimothy, with your whispers, does it tell you whether the person is no longer alive or anything, or just you say something and then nothing comes back?
No, so I will reach out to Bofades first, and I assume after a few seconds I don't hear anything back. Well, all he has to do is think back to me. So if he doesn't think anything, I'll go to Oz. I assume he doesn't think anything back. So then I'll go to Zoran. But I'll have heard
Yeah.
what Zoran said, and I'll be like, I'm not in touch with Osmanthus or Bophates anymore, as I will go around the room and look through this door.
And then you see, can you get through that, Timothy? Maybe you can.
Oh, let me try.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Soren's gonna peek through because she knows that she saw a silo just a second ago. So she's gonna peek out to see if she can like see anything. Because there was
Yeah,
a
you
big
see-
boom, does the room look worse now?
Yeah,
like
it
does
does look more disheveled. Just to give you an idea, this bookshelf like crashed into the wall further, and then it fell over from. So yeah, it definitely seems like whatever happened was in this particular room.
Okay, well I see Jimothy now, so I'm gonna like come out and just
Yeah.
stop there and tell Jimothy like this room looks really fucked up now.
Loot that body. What the fuck?
I call Silo's body.
This room
Okay.
smells like burnt hair.
So, okay, so now, Oz and Bophates, I need you to roll,
Death
You
saving
mean a
throws.
silo?
sorry, Bophates and a silo. I need you to roll a couple death saves for me. Why don't you give me two death saves right now, and then we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
man. What are the odds of loot the body? You
Loot that body.
just.
Loot
Hey,
that
look, he has
motherfucker.
tinkerer's tools.
Yeah, you got these tools just to be looted. You're now just an NPC.
I am the skeleton in the dungeon. Oh my god, where is the death save? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, sorry.
We got
Death.
one success from a silo. Ooh, one fail.
I was gonna say, I don't think you guys need to show us. Just kidding, no.
Oh, I'm just saying it's right. And we got another.
You wanted 2, right?
Yeah, 2, please.
Bring it back, bitches.
Okay. So,
Timothy, it's a good thing you didn't loot Bophates' bodies.
Okay, so now that that's happened, Jimothy and Zoran, I just wanted to say on the off chance that happened, you have a second to react here before I have a silo roll another save. Are you doing anything? Are you starting to loot that body?
Yeah, no, I've got. I'll go to Bophates first because he's in front of me, closest, and I will use my.
I'm awake. You don't have to do anything to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
the
won't-
thing is, I would have gone to a silo because he's the closest.
Yeah.
Like he's the one I saw when I was
No, you
coming out the
see
hallway.
me come up and just be like, ain't no thing strong enough to kill me.
Just
Yeah.
like singed
Slugs
hair.
the bottle of wine.
Yeah, I feel like I'm coming up to Bophates, ready to whatever patch him up, and he like snaps awake. So then I'll go over to Oz next. And I will. What?
Nothing.
No, I'll try to use my healer. Oh no, not my arrow. My healer's kit
Okay.
on him.
Yeah. And then, yeah, you both notice, I guess it's pretty obvious that Oz seems like to have taken the brunt of the damage. He looks not as crispy, but a little crispy compared to his the other body that's there. By the way, there's a body there. And then, yeah, it's unfortunately to no avail. You can roll that medicine check, but
It says you just don't have to make a medicine
you
check.
don't have to. So yeah, you don't. It seems like it's got no effect.
He was always so frail.
Yeah, and then Asilo, just for the hell of it, why don't you give me another roll here?
Is it? Can I do anything? Or
You're up, Bophates. Yeah, you can. You're awake. I would say let Zoran do her thing. So you, or actually no, sorry, you're casting Cure Wounds. So you
Yeah.
cast Cure Wounds on Asilo there.
yeah,
I do,
that's all. Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know which one's ranged. I think it's healing word, right?
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
Yeah.
So Asilo, you come to Bophates. You successfully save, and then you guys have your wizard companion seems to have gone to the next realm, to the
Oh
beyond.
man, none of us can read that thing.
That's your interest. You don't care about us. You're like, I can't progress the plot anymore.
I found
Okay.
these blueprints.
So
No, I well,
Take
Fades
his
instantly
magic
shows
equipment and his money.
remorse. But he's still a little shocked given that he walked through a door, fell through a floor, and then got blown up. So it's been an interesting minute for him.
Yeah, your life has literally flashed before your eyes here.
I'm just glad you told me I didn't get thrown through the fucking hole that was 5 feet behind me.
Yeah. So yeah, because this explosion or implosion or whatever this effect here isn't like a traditional like bomb per se. It almost seems like it almost does simply give Demon Core vibes where you just get blasted with this like I forgot what the Kirchhoff effect, whatever this blue light just like envelops you with massive radiation and you're like poof, dead.
Okay.
But it does give like this shockwave or all right, so Oz. You have passed. You have died here. Or have you?
I am gonna kill the Thander. This is crap.
So, they have this specifically in the book here. So you, within this room here, you notice, you kind of rise up, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of reading here because I didn't think this was gonna happen, but
Yeah, I would never have thought that Oz would just, pick something up with his hand. Just kidding. Something glowing.
It wasn't glowing
not
for him.
glowing before I picked it up. It started
Yeah, I know.
glowing. Oz's go-to is, I ain't got strength, but I can move this thing.
Yeah. So you rise up, and you're kind of in this like, almost like black and white. It's almost like a copy of the plane you're in. It's almost like the world has become like black and white, monochrome in some sense. Yeah, your life is no color now, and you kind of rise up. And as you rise up, you notice that you get up, but then you notice like almost like a copy of yourself is on the blade of the ground, and you find that as a bit odd. You're like, wait, is that me? Like, or am I me? And you kind of look at your hand itself, and like, it's you per se, but you're also in this like black and white color, and you're in some kind of like hue, like radiant hue coming from your body. It seems like you kind of like move your hands a little bit. You're almost like spectral or some sort of spirit. There's just a little bit of delay in terms of like the rest of your body catching up as you move things around. Why don't you give me a very critical here, Arcana check of what on earth just happened to you.
You said this is a very critical Arcana check.
It is, yes.
Okay.
You still have your bardic inspiration. You didn't lose that in death.
Okay. It is a check, right? You can use your bardic inspiration if you like.
I mean, I might as well, like, I assume I can't cast any kind of spells on myself.
Now is right. Just roll this check. This is just kind of you as a being occupying this, wherever the heck you were.
Total of 15.
Fuck yeah.
There you go. Okay. So, you have died in that plane, whatever plane and you tend to be that your body has passed on into a different plane. Unfortunately, your roll is not enough to tell what plane you're in. You can, based on your kind of knowledge and your the education that you've received from different types of things, and maybe because you studied particular type of magic, you're not sure, but you've got basic knowledge. Your being right now is in a different plane, and then that body that you just rose from is in the plane that you just came from. The material plane there. So So that's what they informing that you here.
I will try to cast a spell.
Okay. So, what would you like to cast?
Fucking man. I'm into this.
I mean, Misty Step sounds a little more appropriate now.
I will try to cast enhance ability on myself, and I will do cautious cunning. I want to see if this is gonna go through.
Okay. Okay. I have. I have to read something here. Make sure you can actually do this.
Oh, you know what? I bet I can't cast anything because I don't have my spell book on me because it's on my body, so I can't cast anything.
Yeah, I'm looking through this, and it seems like you cannot. You are, as far as you can tell, you are unable to use magic in this realm here. So you go through the process of verbal and somatic components actually to do this, and you realize that it's not going over. You're just like, oh shit, I am in this realm or plane or whatever with your ability to cast magic here. I'm Zoran. I swear. Okay. So Oz, as far as you can tell, you're in this plane. You can't cast magic. Give me a perception check. Jimothy needs to be you're kind of observing just Oz's body on that thing. 18. Okay. So you look around, and it seems like a lot of the room, based on what you saw previously, is the same. You kind of start moving around, and you notice that you guys are just brutal. Are there owlbears in this? You start moving around, and then you notice that you maybe like try to touch a wall or touch a bookcase, and you go through it. So you have some sort of like spectral ability to kind of like go through walls. Yeah. The next thing you notice is that your form, your legs, your body, your torso, your head start shifting. You're now becoming like, other than you as Oz itself, it's becoming some sort of like amorphous spirit blob, almost kind of like a, stereotypical like, ghost with a sheet or whatever. You're coming like this blob here. If you ever play Dark Souls, I kind of think of it like little humanity spirit sprite things. Yeah, that.
I've seen ghosts.
So something like that, and to become one of these things, ish, and then you and I are gonna have to chat for next session in terms of what that means for you, and then what other things you can do within this plane. So, hold on to that thought.
Zoran is going to ask Bophades and Asila what happened, because obviously she wasn't in here.
Right.
Is there something in this room with us? Do you guys know?
Yeah, you guys want to like kind of recount to Zoran exactly like what happened with Oz, the steps that kind of led to what the explosion or whatever.
Because you guys would have seen that, right? You guys were in the room.
I mean, I would think Asila would have, because he was in the room much longer. Like I said, Bophades did fall through the floor and was pulling himself up. So
yeah,
I don't necessarily know if he would have been completely paying attention to what Oz was doing.
I mean, I'd say he found that object and point to whatever it was on the ground.
And it's still there, by the way. It's still there. The 2 rings, the clump of like hole in there, hole is still within it, and it's on the ground.
And he started to pick it up, but As soon as he touched it, it started glowing, and then as soon as he cast a spell near it, it exploded.
Okay, so he was able to touch it, but as soon as he cast a spell, then it went off.
As far as I know, that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a
Maybe-
basilisk
maybe-
tooth or something we can stab this thing with?
Right. Maybe no one touched this orb ball thing. I'm gonna go ask what's it, Copper, if he knows anything about this thing.
So
And so
he's still out
I'm
there,
gonna-
right? Are you gonna like try to bring him in?
Huh?
He's out there, right? He's still in that little like.
Yeah,
railing.
yeah. So no, I can climb up on the rope. I mean, it hasn't been an hour, right?
No, it has not.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
getting
So I'm
close,
gonna
but-
go. Yeah, I'll go to the window, climb up the rope. He can see me, so like the room he can see in, like he can see out and everything.
And he
So-
asks, he's like, "What was that loud sound?"
You tell me. There's like this weird ball thing or something, and it just killed one of our friends. It looks like, and then I'm gonna describe however it looks to him.
It's the summer star. He got it to work somehow, or something, or not quite.
I don't know about work because he's dead, and there's a body in there that's charred. So I don't know if we really figured out how it works.
Wait, there's a body?
Yes, there's two bodies. Our friend and some other person.
And he kind of like follows you along. He's like, "Is it safe? Can I go in? Am I gonna die?"
If you touch it, I guess, or cast a spell. So I wouldn't suggest doing any of that.
Okay.
And then, then we'll go to the room.
He follows in, and then he sees Oz, and then he looks over and sees the charred body, and then he like cries out, and you notice that tears start streaming down his face, and he shouts, "No, Macretus, you fool, you old fool, you killed yourself in this effort." And he's like collapses in front of him. He's like weeping, and he's just like inconsolably crying on his knees, and he's like muffled, talking to himself as he's crying.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Just kidding. So I'm gonna ask, like, do you have any way, like, do you know if there's a safe way to at least like move this object so that someone else doesn't get blown up, or like, are we just supposed to leave it here? How did you guys come across this?
I didn't. Well, so the intent was, and he's kind of like scratching his head. He's just like, "Look, Macretus was up to some idea that he could end the never-ending winter here, and he tried to make a device that he called the summer star, that it would be a weather-affecting mechanism of some sort that could control the weather, sort of magical. And you need an energy source or some sort of thing that would power that. It seems whatever he placed in the middle of there, it seems to be either too unstable or just not quite enough of what you need. Wait. But in terms of handling it,
This guy made the Cloud Poofer 2000?
in layman's terms, I suppose that's what you could call it. And so he's just like, and he kind of looks at it now, and he's just like, and you notice that like part of like, he kind of like goes up and inspects it, and he's just like, and then you notice he starts to go reach to grab it.
I'm gonna swat his hand.
You peck him in the face. No, I'm just kidding. He's just like, wow. No. It should be safe. Trust me. I
I
know what
don't
I'm doing.
trust you. You abandoned your friend, and then we came here to save your friend, and then our friend is dead. So I'm not gonna have you touch it.
And he's just like, oh no, please. And he kind of points to you see here, and he points to the coal chunk thing. He's like, and it looks like it detached himself from one of the stakes of one of the rings. He's just like, it's no longer attached. So if you pull
Nope.
the coal out of it,
Nope.
You should
You
do it
can
with
see. Okay, so I'm gonna like gesture him towards like this wall, and be like, okay, if you want to touch it, my friends and I are gonna go into my safe room up there, and then you can do that. But I'm not gonna have you touch it while we're in here.
well, all right, safe enough. And he's just like, what if something happens to me? What if I die?
Well,
He
I'm
told
gonna
you not
say
to
I
touch
told
it?
you so. Yeah, I'm gonna say I told you so. To your dead
Will
body.
will you come to my aid if I fall unconscious, or?
I guess.
Yes.
He's like, and he like totally believes you. He's like, all right, sure, okay. He's not actually that chipper. So he's like, all right, and he's like, yeah, let's go into the other room, and I'll let you know once I've dislodged it. And so, are you guys like closing the door? Are you guys propping the door back up? Which room are you guys going into? You guys going into this room here?
I
Are you guys going
mean,
into the other room over
yeah,
here?
so Jimothy, either the room you were in or the room I was in seemed fine. So we don't have to make it all the way to my safe room place, but
We'll
the
go back
room
here.
that I was in or the room
Yeah,
that
I'll
Jimothy
go
was
ahead
in
and
was fine.
shut the door.
Yeah, Jimothy, you don't have a door. Yours is. You
Yeah.
can prop it up back up if you want it to like fly off the hinges again if you want.
Get
but-
under the bed. Get in the old bomb
Okay.
position like they used to do in the
Yeah.
Where,
60s.
where's Jimothy? Is he dead already? Oh my god. Just kidding.
He's in the other room. Okay.
No man left.
And-
Oh wait. I'm going to pick up Oz's body and take it with me.
Thank you.
I don't want it to
say-
I don't want it to get any more fucking obliterated. So I will pick up Oz's body.
Yes, good call.
I'm surprised Greg didn't say anything. I was like, I'm so glad you said something. I was like,
Um,
you're just gonna leave Oz's body? in
No,
there?
I'm
Look,
not.
I'm
no,
dead. I am not here.
yeah.
Uh,
Oz is dead, but also I'm not gonna just let his body get.
Is that
torn
a
up,
bed
so-
in the room we're in? I think we could put him there.
Yes,
um,
there is a bed.
I
You
will.
throw.
I'll use lay on hands and give myself and Bofades 10 hit points.
Okay. Zoran, just because you would know this, the bed that's in there has glass on top of it. So if you want to throw.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Silo,
there's
did
glass
you-
on that bed.
you
Did
just
you give
throw
your-
Oz's body on glass. What the fuck?
Silo, did you give yourself the 9 hit points you got when we brought you back?
9 hit points from.
I gave you healing word.
Oh,
And
Yep.
I did
Zoran
not realize you gave
cure
me healing
wounds.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and-
So
and Zoran
I
gave
done
you,
cure. Yeah, I did cure wounds on you, and the Bofades did healing word on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you got everything.
Yeah.
There.
Of course,
Okay.
a violent. Hey,
And
I'm
I-
trying to save you.
And yeah, I gave you 10 hit points, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
That brings
So-
me to
Oh my
a
God, where is
solid
this going?
11. I can take this thing again.
All right. So I'm gonna move Oz's body into that room with you guys.
Okay.
Now.
Yes, and I will tell Silo and Bofades, hey, there's glass on the bed, so can you just take the top sheet off or whatever, the blanket off, whatever.
Yeah, I'll clear the
Whatever.
sheet off the bed.
Right. Are you guys in your respective positions for Copper to do his thing? Do you guys give him the all clear?
I'm
Yep.
going to whisper to Jimothy, like, hey, are you okay in the room you're in? Because we're all over here, just doing a check.
Room was fine before, so
Okay.
yeah, I'll just I'll push the table up over on its side and hide behind the table.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll
you guys
check in with
position-
you afterwards. And yes, I'm going to yell at Copper that he can do whatever asinine thing he's going to do right now.
Okay. So we'll see from Copper's perspective here as he hasn't like trepidatiously kind of like approach this object, and he kind of like reaches his hand to kind of like dislodge this piece of coal from the mechanism there. And then we will pick it up there next time and see what happens. So we will stop there for the night. Greg, I have some messaging that needs to happen with you. I will read up and let you know what to expect for next week. But yeah, we're gonna stop there for the night because it's time.
We're bringing you back, buddy.
So
it's happening.
Zoran would like to know if there's a mirror in here, because maybe she will see if she can put a piece of the mirror out of the door and see if she can see what's going on, you know.
Well, Fades is going to take that chunk of magical coal and stick it up Silo's butt until it becomes a diamond. And then we're going to bring you back.
But none of us can do that.
No.
We'll find a guy.
We'll find a guy. I mean, it is pretty cold, so his body wouldn't like decay that quickly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean I guess in that situation, I mean, I was like a little nervous because you guys like all split up, and I was like, oh man, if they all come together and do this, like they could all go down. You know, Buffades doesn't get a natural 20, you know.
Oh, I was done for. Done for. I mean, I think I have as many hit points as Oz does. Like,
yeah.
So, it could have panned out. So we'll see what happens next time.
Jimothy and Zoran were separated from the party.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So yeah, we'll cap it there.
I'm keep looking through my spell book over and over again. I'm like, I don't have anything.
Yeah, you're not quite a cleric.
Oh, you didn't anticipate one of our party members being in a different plane of existence?
Well, no, I did expect that possibility. I didn't expect to roll the damage that I did. Well, I did kind of expect that high. I didn't realize that it was going to outright kill some of you. So
I didn't expect a cantrip to have this kind of an effect.
Yeah, it oops. So yeah, okay. So we will we'll stop there for the evening. Greg, I will message you after I do some reading. And then we'll figure out what happens next time. So thanks for playing, guys. This is I told you guys it was gonna get interesting.
Don't worry, Oz. What's gonna happen is this other guy's gonna join you in your plane of existence, and
Wait. So I'm trying to look at my notes because I thought we had something. Jimothy, your robe of eyeballs, can't it see in different planes? That's what my notes say.
That'd be cool. It could, maybe.
See in different planes. So now I think it gives me advantage on vision and perception checks.
I have a potion of radiant resistance.
Wow. The trick to those is knowing that you're going to need it. So
I know.
No way.
Yep. I'm just trying to see if I have anything on my character that you guys would know about that would help here. And really, you're gonna want to take this, like all of his gold, all of his platinum, the Staff of Frost.
Already did.
The potions.
You haven't said it yet, Jimothy, and you're not in the same room as us.
Yeah.
Also, I was in the same room. I'm not in there now.
Hey, so just so you know, Jimothy, looking at the robe, it does say you can see invisible creatures and objects as well as into the ethereal plane out to a range of 120 feet.
Okay, I guess
that's what my... Yeah.
So I can see out to the ethereal plane.
I don't know if that's the plane he's on.
Just something to think about.
Well, that would
something
be interesting.
to think about. Yeah, okay. I will note that.
I do have paperwork about the inn, so you probably want that so you guys can get the payout.
I just think now, like all I'm saying is next week we're gonna come back and Celso's gonna be like, so Jimothy, you kind of wondered what that shape was in the corner, and you realized it looked vaguely like a gray Oz.
No,
Yeah.
if
You
anything,
put this
Sal-
together
no,
while you're
Sal-
standing in the corner of your room waiting for your
Yeah.
compatriot's death.
I thought it was just a bunch of shadows.
I'll be like, Oz, get behind the table. Oz.
What are you doing?
Oz isn't dead. He's right there.
Right.
Silly goose.
Or he's going through all the stages of grief, and we just are like, Jimothy.
Whose body
Yeah.
did I throw into the bag of holding then?
Now Jimothy,
God.
like, Oz is turned into Bruce Willis from The Sixth Sense, and Jimothy's like, I see dead people.
You're a little kid now.
Yeah, and we're like, yes, Jimothy, there's 2 dead bodies in here. We know that. So
Yeah, Steph, that was a good call out.
Yeah.
no, I
Just in
just-
case it
yeah.
matters. Yeah.
just in case.
Just in case it matters.
Maybe
exactly.
all the bunch of eyeballs just like dart over to somewhere, and Jimothy's like, you know how dogs sniff something, and you're like, no, let's go, don't look over there.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
super
yeah.
frustrated I don't have anything.
Well,
I mean, I
that's-
could have cast Detect Magic to see what kind of magic this was. I could have not picked it up. I could have just chucked it out the window with my hands, which maybe have been the smarter maneuver.
Or he could have taken that potion, and
Yeah.
you know,
And like, to be fair, like, this is explicitly written in the book, so like, there's gonna be something that happens. So like, I would definitely be a lot more sad right now if I was like, this wasn't like, this like totally caught me off guard. But like, no, there is something to this more, so you guys will find out.
trust me,
So
that's
I
why
won't-
I was like, Celso, if you didn't want to talk to Greg about like
I know.
all this
I
stuff,
know.
you could have just told him, I don't want to consider it.
Yeah.
Your Misty step
He
for your
goes,
book.
we'll think about it later. Just kidding.
You're dead.
Let me just.
Joke's on this freaking idiot.
He's just like, I've done all the thinking I need to do. Let's just get rid of your character altogether.
Okay, so will you be giving me the owlbearer stat sheet, or should I just hold that up for next week?
Hold off. But yeah, have it at the ready, I suppose, if you'd like. But
So I was reincarnated as an owlbearer.
all right, guys. Well, I guess, are we playing next week?
yeah, the plan is to play next week. So just
As far as I know.
Oh,
As
I'm
I
looking
know,
forward to
that's
next
fun.
week now. This is exciting. We're
Yeah.
back in
Whoa.
it.
There,
Yeah.
well,
You don't look forward to every Monday, Oliver?
Oh no, I look forward to every Monday.
Yeah.
This is like my favorite day of the week. After 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so yeah, barring anything, we'll play next week. So I plan on. I don't have anything going on.
You guys
so...
let me know how that goes.
No, Greg, you better come. It's not that you're not. You're just out. This isn't my way
Greg,
to
you're
out
just
Greg.
no. Oliver's just gonna put you in a separate room, and we're
Yeah.
gonna have to. Celso's gonna have to balance like 2 different meeting
Oh.
rooms.
My
I
favorite.
hope you don't mind if I like watch like some videos or whatever.
I mean, sure. You'll find that you'll be a bit more involved than you think. So, okay. Well, anyhow, we'll pick it up there next time. I got to run to the restroom, so I'm gonna hop off here.
all right.
I'll talk to you
Alright.
guys.
Yo, have a
Awesome.
good
Yeah,
night.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.